Jamaica. Make we do the right thing. Make we live good today for a better tomorrow. Talk it out. Don't fight it out. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
6:30.
Every dream conquered is another dream game. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing. And the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling. Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit the dark. Shine your lights on.
Lead Story, brought to you by VC Electrical Sales, quality products at affordable prices.
In the wake of Hurricane Melissa's devastation, Appfinity Technologies Limited has unveiled Relief Link Jamaica. It's a groundbreaking digital platform designed to transform how disaster relief is coordinated across the island. By directly connecting donors, relief agencies, and affected households, the platform promises transparency, accountability, and speed in delivering aid. We discuss that and more in tonight's episode of Lead Story. Lead Story starts now. Welcome back to Lead Story. I'm Nika Lewis. With features such as GPS mapping, verified applications, and end-to-end tracking, Relief Link Jamaica represents a bold step toward reimagining how technology can restore hope and rebuild trust in times of crisis. We welcome you to this important conversation about Relief Link Jamaica, a platform that not only bridges donors and communities, but also sets a new standard for disaster relief management here in Jamaica. Our guest this evening is CEO and founder of Appfinity Technologies Limited. Yes, we're talking tech with George Henry. Welcome, Mr. Henry.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Indeed. So talk to us a little bit about your innovation, Relief Link Jamaica. It relies heavily on digital tools. How can communities without internet access or electricity and smartphones be included in this system so they're not left behind?
All right, awesome. So let me start by defining the product and how it actually works. There are three pillars to the product and for it to be successful. Pillar number one, that's the beneficiaries, and the beneficiaries are persons who are seeking assistance. Pillar number two is what we're calling the social impact partners. Now, social impact partners are NGOs, government agencies, different organizations that will go out into these communities and offering aid to these beneficiaries. Now, these NGOs and social impact partners, they're the ones who are responsible for uploading, getting the information for the different beneficiaries on, verifying and validating that these beneficiaries are actually real people and they are persons that are in need and they're not persons that are trying to scam the system, and they will be the ones who are responsible for uploading these beneficiaries and also for providing the support when we'll get to that a little later down in the presentation. And then pillar number three is the platform, which now what the platform does is that it takes the beneficiaries that were uploaded by the social impact partner and it matches those persons to people who are willing to give aid. So let's say, for example, beneficiary number one, their need is probably some school book. you may have someone, whether in Jamaica, overseas, wherever, that have some school books that they can donate. Those persons will be able to see beneficiary number one, the need that beneficiary number one has, and then now they're able to donate either directly to beneficiary number one or through the support impact partner that would have onboarded these beneficiaries onto the platform. So in a nutshell, that's the process flow of how the platform is structured and how it works.
I'm excited to hear so much more about this platform and what you are doing to help Jamaicans here. So we take a break. Do stay with us.
Shortest lists.
Sales today at 21 Mannings Hill Road, Kingston 8. Come see why VC's Electrical Sales is your go-to for quality electrical supplies at great prices. Check our website to see a sample of our products or call us for the full inventory at 876-622-9800. VC's Electrical Sales, also known as VC's Electrical Depot.
Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. No middle fingers. Did your partner
It's time!
Welcome to High School Pitchside. We have another fascinating episode for you.
More matches, more big clashes,
Let's talk about some of the big rivalries coming up this week.
more of your favorite features,
And trust me, you won't fall asleep in this history class.
and of course, we always want to hear from you.
Hear from your alma mater's players and coaches in Team Talk.
You know we can't leave you out. So send us your messages on social media and watch us react on FanView.
And you know we love a good little debate, right, Gio? We've got you covered all season long on High School Pitchside.
High School Pitchside, your ultimate guide to all things schoolboy football, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
Welcome back to Lead Story. We're talking with the CEO and founder of Appfinity Technologies Jamaica, and he is Mr. George Henry. Well, Mr. Henry, before the break, you told us about three credentials or three big pillars of what you do and how this relief app link works. It is definitely groundbreaking, to say the least, but this platform emphasizes audit trails and it verifies donation. This is important, especially for transparency. So talk to us a little about how it might impact rebuilding public trust around transparency.
Right. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that question. And I'm going to answer that question by saying that I've had up to 2 international donors, big organizations, that have reached out and they said, all right, listen, we want to donate to different social impact partners. However, one of the requirements is that there have to be some level of transparency. There has to be some level of audit trail built into the system. So when we take those reports, we can bring it back to our board and we can say, this is how, this donation was spent. This is where it was spent, and it meets our in the required guidelines. So what we have done is that we have taken the feedback from what we're getting, and we have built out a very detailed back end for the social impact partners, where every single donation that is made, they will have to upload proof of the delivery of those donations. They will have to be able to track every single thing that goes, whatever money it is that goes to them. They will have to be able to track those money and provide evidence of how it was spent. It's also important to note that Appfinity, or the platform, there is no monetary gain or benefit whatsoever to us. No money passes through us, no money passes through the platform. This was built entirely just to support the relief, and to have something that can build a lot of trust within the ecosystem, and to provide something that persons can really benefit from.
Mr. Henry, one of the things that dawned on me when I looked at the platform itself was that it's not just financial donations that you're tracking. You're tracking if somebody wanted to supply some mattresses, if they wanted to supply some zinc, etc. How exactly do you go about manipulating the system in that way?
All right.
Don't give me too much of your trade secrets.
No, and it's fine. So we have partnered with 876Get. And what we're now doing is that, let's say we're creating different packages. So let's say someone, from within the community, what they need right now is a mattress, right? 876Get, which is a local courier company, they are responsible for sourcing that mattress and delivering that mattress directly to the beneficiary. So what will happen is that, based on the feedback that we're getting from the beneficiaries, and if they say that, okay, what I really need right now is a one mattress and a bed, we will go ahead and we'll upload that particular need to the platform. Then if a donor wants to deliver directly to the beneficiary, they can go ahead and they can make the purchase through 876Get, and they're going to be for free of cost. They're going to be doing the end mile delivery directly to the beneficiary, wherever it is that they are in Jamaica. So, we have built that relationship with that courier company to be able to handle that end mile delivery for the beneficiaries.
Yes, I'm happy you went there with the local entities that you're partnering with, because Appfinity does highlight the importance of combining technology with trusted local organizations. So how can grassroots groups and community leaders play a stronger role then in bridging the digital divide for these vulnerable households?
So when I look at some of the challenges that see that we have now, is that every single thing is really segmented. So you have John Brown that's doing something here, Mary Jane that's doing something here. The entire objective behind the platform is to try to see if we can get a lot more organizations coming together into a centralized repository, and then for these organizations now to be able to benefit by pooling resources with each other. And so, for example, let me give you an example. John Brown again may say, okay, I need a mattress, and donor one delivers the mattress. That will be checked off John's Brown list. So he no longer needs a mattress. He now needs some food.
So he's not getting 10 mattresses, even though he only need 2.
Exactly. So he won't get 10 mattresses, even though he don't need any, only need, exactly. And there is something that I would want to state probably a little later down, where I see that this platform is going. But that's exactly what we're building. We want persons to become, and this week we're actually getting on now more partners. So our entire week now has been spending just onboarding partners, and it has been amazing how many persons want to come on, just onboarding those social impact partners. And then we're going to be moving into getting on a lot more of the beneficiaries onto the platform now.
Right, really quickly, tell us if you're a partner in making or in waiting and you're looking on watching CVM's lead story this evening, how do they onboard? Who should they contact? How they get to you?
So they can go on relieflinkja.com and there's a partner section on the site. Just click on the partner, sign up, and we will actually reach out to those partners based on the credentials that they would have, the contact details that they added. Important to note, every single partner that is on there, they have to be registered, they have to have their TC. So they have to be an approved organization that is approved to be able to collect and provide support to beneficiaries in Jamaica here.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Henry. Do stay with us. We're up on another break. We'll be right back.
Visit VC's Electrical Sales today at 21 Mannings Hill Road, Kingston 8. Come see why VC's Electrical Sales is your go-to for quality electrical supplies at great prices. Check our website to see a sample of our products or call us for the full inventory at 876-622-9800. VC's Electrical Sales, also known as VC's Electrical Depot.
At Hawkeye, we work hard to develop state-of-the-art security solutions like our new Total Connect smart home automation system that gives you 24/7 access to control your appliances, lights, cameras, and doors using your smartphone, tablet, or PC. As the most trusted electronic security company in Jamaica, Hawkeye has the fastest response times to get to you when you need us most. Trust Hawkeye's Total Connect. Hawkeye, securing what matters most.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Welcome back to Lead Story. We're talking about a wonderful app called Relief Link Jamaica, and it's proving successful. So we're talking to its creator and its founder. He is Mr. George Henry, and he joins us on Zoom. Mr. Henry, welcome back.
Thank you again.
As we've said before, this app proves successful, but what lessons could be applied to other Caribbean nations or disaster-prone regions, worldwide even? What challenges might arise in scaling such a model?
So the challenge that that actually is, and it's a very real challenge, is that there will have to be a lot more that is done from I would say from the government perspective to be able to have something similar to this or this that will be able to assist persons. And if I may touch on just a little point there to further answer the question, there's a lot of talk now about more of a food stamp based system that will be implemented across the different parishes. However, what we're seeing where this platform is going is instead of having food stamps that is printed every week and given to different relief or drop points, what we're seeing is a QR code base where each donor, each beneficiary will get one QR code that is tied to their name. Now, each week that beneficiary can go to whichever drop-off location it is, and they can scan to receive their care package. Now, imagine a case where if you have Food for the Poor that's doing donation, whatever organization that's doing donation, they're now able to, if somebody come and they scan that QR code, then it will say, okay, you have already received your quota for this week, So you'll have to check again next week because
so one family not benefiting and the other family starving, which I'm hearing about already in some communities, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we have been out and we have seen that happening. The persons who are, whatever, they just go on and they grab every single thing, and you have a lot of more persons over here that's not getting anything. So we want to be able to put systems in place, not to go back to the 100% arcade-based system, but to put things in place that will help to correct, or help to make some of these processes more efficient so everyone benefits across the board. And then think of the reporting that you can get from that. I mean, it would just be amazing.
Beyond immediate hurricane recovery, how might platforms like Relief Link Jamaica reshape the whole future of resilience in disaster preparedness and all of that?
I mean, I'm happy that you asked that because before Hurricane Melissa, I didn't think about this, but as soon as it happened, I'm now starting to see how even outside of Melissa, after recovery is done, how something like this can become a pretty instrumental piece of technology, that will assist social impact partners and persons who just need help in general. It don't have to be, just from aid from Melissa, but it's something that, can grow and scale into, something that is amazing that can, benefit a lot of persons, not just here in Jamaica, but right across the Caribbean as well.
One of the things that I was concerned for or about was in the initial stages when I read the statement and the response about what you do at Appfinity Technologies. And I was saying to myself, this I'm sure is not your only impactful app. It also might not necessarily be something that everyone who it's intended for will be able to access right now. So in coming months or days and weeks, it might be even more impactful, wouldn't you think? Because more people are able to access the internet, they're able to get back light, and so they might be able to get back even a little device in their hands where they can say, let me reach out to these people and see what I can get done. How do you believe that will change in coming days?
Oh, for sure. So, I mean, we're going to be going to the different church groups, where there's as you said, it is going to change dramatically over the coming days as more persons start to hear about it, as more persons start to get back internet access, as we go out and go to the different church groups, as we onboard more partners, there's going to be a lot more that is going to be done on the platform, a lot more persons that are going to be hearing about it. Right now, we're just excited to get on as much partners as possible because they're the ones that's going to really drive the donations right across the board.
Right. And so we know that there's sometimes a little bit of pushback for some more traditional minded Jamaicans and people overall who might say, it's technology. It could be something that besmirches me. It defiles my Christianity or other religious beliefs. And so what do you say to them, especially for what you've seen it done or what it can do to impact and change lives positively?
Okay, one of the fundamentals, and we've built quite a few software, and one of the fundamental is that you're always going to have persons who are, not 100% ready to be onboarded as yet. And, what we always do and what we always say is to ensure that, one, whatever concerns it is that persons may have, whether it is going to be privacy, how secure your information is, where information is kept, what kind of information it is that we take, we give persons the ability to define and decide how much, what it is that they want to put out, how long it is that they want this information to be kept. So we try our very best to put the power in the hand of the users, who are utilizing the system, and take as minimum information as possible from them. Now, as it relates to your face or whatever it is that going to be shared out there, that is going to be totally communicated with you, and you again get to decide if it is a case where you want this information to be shared or you only want it to be available to the different impact partners.
Beyond immediate hurricane recovery, how might platforms like Relief Link Jamaica reshape how the Jamaicans and the wider diaspora engage with disaster preparedness, resilience, community building, or rebuilding in the future?
So it's going to start from being prepared. So if before the hurricane, you have a national platform such as this that is geared towards just providing benefit towards persons, then right from before the hurricane, during the hurricane, then you would have a structured system in place, a structured framework in place for persons to be able to actively follow the process from start to finish. So I believe that it is going to start like now and being prepared pre any other natural disasters that may happen, having something such as this in place. Then when that disaster happen, you will have some form of structured framework as it relates to how donation is handled, how relief is handled, how people come together, and to be able to do all of these things.
Any final thoughts on exactly how technology is reshaping the future of disaster preparation and exactly what you do at Appfinity Technologies?
Okay, so at Appfinity Technologies, we build groundbreaking software from AI to automate any process. We build software. We also build a lot of products that we own. So we currently have a event management platform that's doing really, really well, where we do a lot of events here in Jamaica. And we have other system educational software. We have enterprise relationship management system, ERP software. So our core is really building software, not just software that is utilized or can be utilized here, but can be scaled on a global level. And that's what the core of our business is. We actually have a very cool product that's going to be coming out within the next couple of weeks that we're working on. Not going to say too much about that, but that is going to assist a lot with the recovery, in addition to Relief Link as well.
So it's going to be a partnering of the apps, or they just complement in some way?
It's going to be complementing. So, and this app is more geared towards the farming community, because I'm originally from Trelawney, and a barn grow planting yam that